This video is available thanks to the courtesy of one of my subscribers. The Ketogenic Diet, or Keto Diet, as it is known today, has been in existence for over 90 years, almost a century. The Ketogenic Diet was designed in 1924 by a doctor at the Mayo Clinic. Despite being highly effective in treating epilepsy, it fell out of fashion due to the surge in new anti-seizure medications in the 1940s. Since that time, it has been studied as a treatment for diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, and ALS. But way before this, physicians of ancient Greece treated diseases, including epilepsy, by altering their patients' diets. An early treatise in the Hippocratic Corpus on the sacred disease covers the disease. It dates from 400 BC. In current times, the keto diet is becoming a trend among people looking for quick, dramatic weight loss. But many experts argue that it isn't safe. The ketogenic diet is a special high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet that helps to control seizures in some people with epilepsy. It is one of the oldest treatments for epilepsy. It is intended to maintain the starvation or fasting metabolism over a long period of time. When the body is in a fasting state, it creates ketones, a byproduct of fat-burning metabolism. It has long been recognized that seizures often lessen or disappear during periods of fasting in some individuals with epilepsy. The name ketogenic means that it produces ketones in the body. Keto meaning ketone, genic meaning producing. Ketones are formed when the body uses fat for its source of energy. Usually the body uses carbohydrates, such as sugar, bread, pasta, for its fuel. But because the ketogenic diet is very low in carbohydrates, fats become the primary fuel instead. Ketones are not dangerous. They can be detected in the urine, blood, and breath. Ketones are one of the most likely mechanisms of action of the diet, with higher ketone levels often leading to improved seizure control. According to the Epilepsy Foundation website, doctors usually recommend the ketogenic diet for children whose seizures have not responded to several different seizure medications. The diet is usually not recommended for adults, mostly because the restricted food choices make it hard to follow. Yet studies done on the use of the diet in adults show that it seems to work just as well. The typical ketogenic diet, called the long-chain triglyceride diet, provides 3 to 4 grams of fat for every 1 gram of carbohydrate and protein. The dietitian recommends a daily diet that contains 75 to 100 calories for every kilogram, which is 2.2 pounds, of body weight, and 1 to 2 grams of protein for every gram of body weight. If this sounds complicated, it is. That's why parents need a dietitian's help. The kinds of foods that provide fat for the ketogenic diet are butter, heavy whipping cream, mayonnaise, and oils. Some side effects that might occur if the person stays on the diet for a long time are kidney stones, high cholesterol levels in the blood, dehydration, constipation, slowed growth or weight gain, and bone fractures. As I mentioned earlier, the ketogenic diet has been studied for treating cancer. Studies show that carbohydrates are bad for cancer patients, since cancer cells need glucose to thrive, and carbohydrates turn into glucose in your body. Then cutting out carbs literally starves the cancer cells. Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, who, along with a team of researchers at the University of South Florida, studied metabolic therapy. They found that when lab animals were fed a carb-free diet, they survived highly aggressive metastatic cancer better than those who were treated with chemotherapy. The ketogenic diet has also been studied for possible treatments for diabetes, Alzheimer's, and ALS. To see more information on these, please see the links in the description below. Now getting back to the new trend among people looking for quick, dramatic weight loss using the keto diet. According to NIH, National Institutes of Health, there is no doubt that there is strong supportive evidence that the use of ketogenic diets in weight loss therapy is effective. However, the mechanisms underlying the effects of ketogenic diets on weight loss is still a subject of debate. The period of low-carbohydrate ketogenic diet may help to control hunger and may improve fat oxidative metabolism and therefore reduce body weight. Furthermore, new kinds of ketogenic diets using meals that mimic carbohydrate-rich foods could improve the compliance to the diet. Is your diet driving your metabolism in the right direction? Most of the food or fuel people eat these days is moving their metabolism in the wrong direction. The westernized diet constantly biases you toward using more non-fiber carbs for fuel. Most Americans are primarily burning glucose as their primary fuel, which actually inhibits their body's ability to assess and burn body fat. Healthy fat, meanwhile, is a far preferable sort of fuel, as it burns far more efficiently than carbs. Humans evolved to primarily burn fat as fuel, not carbs. And yet, that's not how we're feeding our bodies. As a result, we're running into a lot of metabolic problems because we're constantly inhibiting our body's ability to burn fuel that we evolved to burn. Most Americans consume harmful fats like processed vegetable oils, which will invariably make your health worse. So when we're talking about dietary fats, we're referring to natural, unprocessed fat found in real foods such as seeds, nuts, butter, olives, avocado, and coconut oil. Another good one is raw cacao. That's a phenomenal source of healthy saturated fats and many beneficial polyphenols. Fats are critical for a number of health reasons. They contribute to the formation of cellular membranes, for example, and it's really difficult to have good biological function with impaired cell membranes. So dietary fat serves two purposes. It serves as fuel, but it's also a fundamental structural component of your biology. The key is to restrict non-fiber carbohydrates. It's important to take the distinction about which carbs we're talking about here, as vegetables are carbs too. But fiber carbs will not push your metabolism in the wrong direction. Only the non-fiber ones will, like sugars and anything that converts to sugar, such as soda, processed grains, pasta, bread, and cookies. You calculate the dangerous non-fiber carbs by simply subtracting the grams of fiber from the grams of total carbohydrates in the food. You do need carbs, but you need most of them from vegetables. Your body can burn both carbs and fat, but your body will burn carbs first. As long as you're eating carbs, your body will try to burn those first. To find your personal carb limit, it's important to actually measure your ketones, which can be done either through urine, breath, or blood. This will give you an objective measure of whether or not you're truly in ketosis, rather than just counting the grams of carbohydrates you consume. In reality, a ketogenic diet must actually be moderate in protein, because excessive protein is anti-ketogenic. You don't want to consume too little protein, as this may push you into a negative nitrogen balance. As a rule, it's recommended eating 1/2 gram of protein per pound of lean body mass per day, which for most folks is 40 to 70 grams, but this may be higher for athletes or larger individuals. And then we have the critics, who say that the keto type diets only work in the short term and can be unhealthy. According to Healthline, the keto diet should only be used under clinical supervision and only for brief periods. Once your body enters ketosis, you may begin to lose muscle, become extremely fatigued, and eventually enter starvation mode. Then it actually becomes harder to lose weight. They claim in the article that it can damage the heart, which is also a muscle. Link to the article will be posted below. There is much more information on this subject, too much for me to put in this one video. However, if you are interested in one particular part of this diet, please let me know in the comments, and I'll be happy to research and post a video on it. The links for all of the resources for my information will be posted in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching, good day, and good health.